Guys, so you've seen the video on the thumbnail, so let's get straight into it. This design has slash and spread, so I wouldn't want to cut it on the fabric. That's why I'm using paper. So I have two papers here so as to get the length. The length I'm working with is 60, so I have two paper here. So then on this side I did mark my starting line. I just used my ruler, so that's like 1 inch, 1 inch, 1.2. so that's it. Then the first thing I'm going to do is to mark the neckline. So I'll be marking 3.5, so that's 3.5. Then on this side I'll take 2 inches for my shoulder sleeve. Then the size I'll be using is a puff sleeve, so when it gets to somewhere around the elbow, or even if it's longer, you can just shift it up. So I'll just be taking all this one. So this is 24.5. I'll use 24.5 for it. 3.5. So I'll connect this 3.5 to that 2 inch slant, the 2 inches slant that I have there. So this is my 2 inches. Then after that, what you need on this measurement is your hip, your knee, and your full length. You don't need your bust, you don't need your waist. It's not compulsory. So my table is a bit small, but I'll shift it up. So from here to hip is 26, so I have 26 here. 26. Then from 26 to our knee is 40. So this is 40. That's to our knee. I hope we can see. That's 40. Okay, so 40. So 40 to full length. 40 to our full length. You know, I told you that it's 60, so I'll be adding 2 inches to it. So this is our full length. So this is 60, so this is 62. So I'll just place this one on the 40, then mark the full length here. So let's connect it into a straight line. So after that, for the back neckline, I'll be using 1 inch. 1 inch for the back neckline. So this is 1 inch. I'll connect it. So I'll connect it like this. So then for the front, I'll be using 7 inches. Yeah, I'll use 7 inches. So this is 7 inches. We don't want too much cleavage. By the time I'm done, it will be 7.5. So you connect it. But first of all, cut the back first. So that's for the back. So here you had half an inch for, what's it called? Half an inch. Seam allowance for joining it. So that's the half an inch. So my client's hip is 42. 42 divided by 4, that's 11. So is a Bubu, is free and it's big, very big. So you can decide to multiply your hip times 2 or 1.5. So, or better still, you can just use, let me see, 20. That's it. So you can just use 20 with seam allowance. You know, you'll be taking seam allowance of 1 inch depending. So by the time I take 1 inch seam allowance, I will be left with 19. So 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it shows that I added 8 to it. You can add 5, you can add 6, depending on how bogus you want it to be. So let's go. So the same measurements you've taken here is the same measurements you are coming to your nail to take, including seam allowance. So on your hemline, you can determine how you want it to be. But if you notice the style, it pencil down. It's not as big, so it's a big pencil. So like I said, our hip is 44. Then I can design should not be as big as this one. So let's connect. Determine how wide you want your sleeve to be. Remember that is a what's it called? It's a balloon kind of sleeve. It has elastic here, so the more fuller it is, the more beautiful it is. So you can determine how big you want it. You can come up from your hip by 3 inches. You can also mark from here. So this is my shoulder, remember? So you can determine how big you want it. You can use 18, 19. When you use 20, remember that anything you're using, there's seam allowance inside it. So if I use 20 and I take 1 inch seam allowance, I have 19. 19 multiplied by 2, that's like 38. So you can see how big. By the time you put elastic, it's going to be very big. So I think I'll use that 22. So I'll take the 20. So let me check from here. So that's like 4 inches from my hip. So just connect it to a straight line to meet up with the hip. So you can't cut it like this, of course. So you have to curve it. So you see, so just curve it like this, because this one, remember, I'm going to fold it. So just come up like this. So that is all for this sleeve. Nothing too important. So I'll use this one. Let's cut it out first. So I'm going to place the fabric on it, the back fabric. So this is the back pattern on the fabric. My table is small, that's why I'm here. So I'll cut out the back pattern so you see. So this is what it looks like after cutting this. Also, let me remind you that this back is on a fold. There's no slit, there's nothing running at the back, so it's on a fold. It's one piece. So the first thing we're going to do for the back is cut out this neckline. So remember we did 7 inches. So I'm going to cut it out. So then, you know the normal bubu that we used to do, after you've cut this one out, you just replace it by this one. But this one you won't replace it. This one you have to cut the lapel away from it. It's part of the pattern. So this is what you're going to do. Determine how much you want. You can do 1 inch, you can do 1.5. So if I do 1.5, I'll be replacing it back with 2.5 inches. So I'm going to be doing 1.5 inches here. So I'll start from here. 1.5. Yes, 1.5. 1.5. All the way down and connect it and show you. So I said, let me show you this part. After I connected the 1 inch all the way down and this upper part as well. So this side, you know, we did a V, which is very sharp here. So you don't want the same thing. So just get a curve, something that you feel like you can connect the two together. We don't want a curve. It's a V-neck, but we don't want a curve. So get something, you know. You can see something that will just connect it. So when you're cutting, just make sure that it's not pointy. That's the aim of what I just do. If I had connected like this, if I'm joining back the strap, this side will be, I'll have to do, even if it's like this, when you're joining it, you just have to leave this side and continue, make it round. So but if you don't want to do that, just do this. All right, so this is it after connecting the 1.5. So I'm going to cut it away. This is it. So this is the 1.5 I've taken away, I've cut it away. So remember, this is 1.5. So when you're cutting back your lapel, you're going to make sure it is 2.5, because you're going to need half an inch to join the lapel. You also need half an inch here. That's 1 inch. That's 1 inch. 1 inch minus 1.5, it will give you back this 1.5 that you're cutting away. So this is the 1.5 I've taken it away. So now let's go to the main focus. If you look at the style very well, look at it, look like from the bust point the pleat started all the way to the almost to the hip. Let me say like let me see 1 2 3 4. So let me just say like 4 inches. 1 2 3 4 5. Let me say like 5 inches to the 5 or 4 inches before the hip. That's where the the pleat started. So I will first of all mark my bust point. So my bust point is 10.5. So I'll mark the bust point. Where's my okay? So I'll mark the bust point here. So this is the bust point. Then from the bust point, like I said, 1 2 3 4. So I'll be going 4 upwards before the hip line. So that's 22. So I marked 10.5, then 22. So from this 22 now, I'll now slash it all the way. So I'll just connect it to a straight line. Then this one. So from here now, you can now determine how you want it to be. So you can take 0.75, 1 inches, 1.5, depending on how full you want it. But I'll be doing 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Oh, sorry, 1. This is not there. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So I'll just mark this 1 inch down, then I'll slash it. So this is me after creating all the slash line. So I would like to slash it now, but let me place the fabric down, then I'll place this one on it. I will slash it, I'll come back. This is what it looks like on the floor. So I'm going to slash it, but I'm not going to slash all through. So let me slash it and show you. I won't get to the tip, I'll just get to like probably 1 inch or half an inch before the end line. So I decided to bring it closer. So I notch the space. Do you see the notch? Then I notch the space. So this other one, I decided to slash it and then notch it and kind of, so I know where I'm placing. When I'm pleating, I'm going to take it like this to this place, take it like this to the next. Do you understand? So that's why I know it's going to be easier for you without your paper. So this is what the front looks like. So this is what I'll first of all do. Let me go and I'll sew this one on each other, so that then I'll cut facing for the back. Then before I now join shoulder to shoulder, I'll join the lapel before I join shoulder to shoulder. But let's go on as we proceed. Okay, so on the floor I place a fabric of, I cut 2.5 for the strap. So this is it. I just place it there and I mark it. I'm going to cut it out and iron interfacing on it. So this is the back. I've cut a facing head. This is how a facing look like. It's a smaller version of the neck. So I'm going to join it like this, fold this down, top stitch, and fold it to the other part. I'm using the one to hold it. Then this is the lapel. I told you I was going to cut 2.5. Sorry, that's 5 inches. I measure all the neck. That is, let me show you. And this is the front. After I've ironed it, so this is how it is. I pleat it. So this is how it's going to be. So I measure from here. All the way to the down part. So for the 2, and this is everything I have here. Then I iron interfacing. So what I will do now is I'll take the right side facing each other. This is it. So but before then I'll just put 1 inch here. I will mark 1 inch. I'm going to have excess, but I'll take it away. I'll cut it away. So I'll get the midpoint of this and sew. But before I sew, I'm going to determine how wide I want my neckline to be. So if you want it to be 8, if you want it to be 10, depending on how much cleavage you want to show. So if you are doing 8, that is your 8. So that is from here, you get the midpoint and sew all the way down. I'll just use my iron to fold it so that I'll just follow the midpoint. Then on this down part, determine the slits, how you want it to open to, maybe 20, 15, anyhow. So when you get that one to top stitch like now, just stop there, and when you are done, you now open it up like this. So you now have to, do you see, it's going to be like this. So I'll join one to this side, so I'm going to take one like this and join it like this. I'll join one here, I'll join one to the other side. Then that side that I said that this one, I'll cut it off, so it's going to be here. It's just going to be here. So I'll just join it front to the back. Then when I'm done with that, after joining the shoulder, I will sew this one, so using 1 inch and pass my elastic. But let's keep going. I'll show you as we keep going. Talking about after joining the middle like this, so you fold it, then you iron it. So do you see? You see? So it's going to be neat inside and out. So the only place is to join this place to the, then this is the slit. That's where you have to top stitch this place very well. So, and here's the slit. So I'll just take the front, join this one to the side. Then for the back, I already joined the facing. So do you see the facing? I already joined it. Okay, and I use a main gum to hold it in place. So after joining this one, then I'll join the shoulder. Then we'll move to the sleeve. So I've joined the lapel together, and I've joined the front and the back together, and I've serged it. I've hooked the side, and this is also the sleeve. I did the 1 inch interfacing casing, then I passed the elastic. So the elastic, you can use the round arm. Our own round arm was 14, so I used the whole 14 for it because the elastic casing was very wide. So by the time you pull out the 14 and you still take 1 inch for joining, it's going to be like 12 inches. But if you feel like it's too loose, you can reduce it, probably like 2 or 3 inches, reduce it from the round arm. I've joined the sleeve, and I've weaved and joined the side too. So another thing is to add belt to the side here. So just get your waist, your shoulder to waist. After measuring my own, I have 16. This is it here. So from this 16, this is the midpoint. You take your bust span. That's our own is 8. 8 divided by 2. That's 4. 4. Then I have 2.5 inches to it. So which is going to be 6. So from here, so I'll mark the 6 inches. So I already cut a strap of like 30 inches. So I'll just go and fold this one inside. So after folding it, this is my 6.5 inches. I'll just join it, only the front. I'll do the same for the side. So is this one I will tie inside, that will snatch my waist. I'll show you the final look. Guys, this is the final look. This is the outfit. This is the outcome. You can see all my measurements. So if you don't want anything, if you want it, if it is too big, you can reduce it. I hope you like it. I hope you learned something. Please like and share. Please support and subscribe to my channel. God bless you. See you in my next video.